Dear audience, dear parents, educators, and students, welcome to the Real Talk Show with experts hosted by Dr. Binu Thomas, academician and international speaker. I am academician Professor Dr. Shpresa Delia from Albania, Senior Education Officer at Elegant Empire Education. Welcome again to our education and lifestyle journey towards 2030. This forum is powered by Elegant Empire Education Malaysia, a prestigious educational-based organization which focuses on quality education for all regardless race, country, and religion. Our idealistic and visionary founder, Ambassador Professor Esther Mala, focuses on upholding a quality education that develops individuals from all walks of life to their potential, which ignites curiosity, enriches knowledge, and nurtures personal and professional growth. Her vision matches with the mission of Elegant Empire Education, as it curates a diverse range of online summits, workshops, webinars, and training sessions led by experts and outstanding leaders from various fields. Elegant Empire Education creates an inclusive and supportive environment, and by harnessing the power of technology and innovation, and through this platform, we aim to collaboratively organize educational events that will enhance knowledge dissemination, skill development, and fostering a lifelong learning global community. We strictly follow the slogan, quality education for all. Now the floor is given to Dr. Binu Thomas to introduce the prominent panelists. So the floor is yours, Dr. Binu Thomas. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shpresa, for the introduction of the event as well as me. I am Dr. Binu Thomas, all the way from India, joining on this platform for the particular theme that we have today. Raising mental health awareness is crucial in education system, where we will focus the problem in view of the parent as well as an educator. And for today's forum, we have expert panelists who have an expertise in this area. I would like to, without taking much of the time, I would like to introduce the first panelist, Mrs. Alka Kumar. She is a compassionate student counselor with more than 25 years of experience in mental health improvement through face-to-face counseling, thereby enhancing student well-being at a crucial stage in life through empathetic listening, collaborative evaluation, and to achieve desired outcome. Also, she has started the psychology department and was an active part in setting up of the humanities department. Also, the head examiner for evaluation for psychology in the senior school. So let us, and we have panelists too, which I will be introducing the later stage, Dr. Miral Thakam. So before that, let me just have a word with you for the audience that if you have the questions that we are going to discuss today by both panelists, if you have any questions, you are most free to put the questions in the chat box that we have. Okay, so let me just move to the first question of the panelist.
Dr. Binu, you can introduce Dr. Miral first, then straight away go to questions.
Okay, and I would like to introduce Dr. Miral Tolikema, who is an award-winning engineer, global energy advisor, educator, entrepreneur, women empowerment advocate and champion, international speaker, and a published author. She is a petroleum engineer by formation, and she gained experience working over 25 years in Africa, Europe, Asia, and Australia in various technical and leadership roles for major oil, gas, and energy companies. She is a multi-talented woman whose versatility and accomplishments across the energy sector have earned her global recognition. Welcome, Dr. Tolkema.
Thank you for having me.
And now I'll just move to the first panelist, Mrs. Alka Kumar, who will be the first panelist, and I will welcome Alka panelists. We are very happy to have you here today. And your first question for this forum is, how do you build mental health awareness in schools?
Thanks a lot, Dr. Binu Thomas, for your very generous introduction. I'm indeed honored to be invited to this esteemed forum, and I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Esther Mala under the aegis of Elegant Empire Education Malaysia for raising such a burning and relevant topic. I also acknowledge the esteemed presence of Dr. Shrepsa Delija for opening the session, as well as my co-panelist, Dr. Mirelle Tolekema from Australia. I really am looking forward to all that you have to bring from Australia to us. So to begin with, I am Alka Kumar, and I've had the privilege to work with the world's most valuable resource, God's most precious gift to humanity, that is children. I've been working with various schools in India, panning across different and very far-flung areas for more than 27 years as a guidance counselor, educationist, and mental health advocate, and have personally witnessed the growth of mental health awareness in schools.
Yes, Mrs. Alka, you can straight away answer the question because we are
Right.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
from stigma to a fat statement, from attention seekers to new age maladies, the label concerning mental health keeps changing. But at least now we've started confronting and addressing there is a issue, there is a concern. The elephant in the room needs to be addressed. And therefore, one needs to understand, number one, at the very onset, what is health? That is when we can go to mental health. Health is not the absence of disease. And therefore, mental health is not the absence of mere mental issues or concerns. It is an overall thing, you know. It is a happy harmony of what is psychological, what is spiritual, what is physical. And when all these three things come together as well-being, a person is supposed to have a proper or a balanced mental health. But what happens in a typical society? All the three stakeholders, and here we are referencing schools, right? So when we are talking about school students, the three major stakeholders are students, their parents, and the school itself, that is the teachers, the principals, the administrators. So all of us need to collaborate to bring up this child who has come to us and take care of both his physical, spiritual, academic, and mental health. What is happening that we are hardwired through generations to expect certain things from our children. So even though I have a psychology background, I might have expectations from my children that you better study well, first your marks and then everything. Is it right that we are ignoring the most important thing, that is the child happy? So if you were, we've just come out of COVID. So COVID-19, if you lost the sense of taste or the sense of smell, would you ignore those symptoms and not go to a doctor? So how is it that we are not addressing a child who is missing school every day, or who's coming in a very confused state, is not concentrating, has dark circles under his eyes, is either eating too much or is sleepy in class? We're just ignoring those. So we let that wound fester. And at the end of the day, we are ending up with problems like self-harm. It can lead up to suicide, drug abuse, bullying, the whole gamut of problems. So are we attending to the cognitive and the affective and the behavioral aspects of the child? Therefore, I would say in school, and typically I can talk about my school, I'm wearing a badge also over here, wherein we started a conference about 15 years back, and that was the first, where we brought together adolescents to talk about mental health. And believe you me, in the beginning, the forum just opened for humanities students. And slowly we insisted, why not the science students? Why should biology and chemistry talk about phenomena, about brain? Why aren't we talking about the mind? Why are we not talking about the spirit? Why are we not talking about the balance and the relationship between the mind and the body? What is today a very big field in psychology, psychoneuroimmunology, how the power of the mind can influence the behavior of a child. So we started slowly by presenting by PPT. I can just quote one experience. So when we had the first TEDx talk in our club that we had started, I was in charge of that club. Children were shying away, an idea worth sharing, but they were not ready to share their inner turmoil, how they were dealing and coping with it. And slowly, when we made the discourse comfortable and easy for them, when we started discussing in an open forum, in assemblies, in classrooms, it was not just one scanty, a third party coming in from outside and talking about one mental health issue, or maybe just celebrating 10th of October as the mental health day. Why isn't it going to pan across the entire academic year of the child? So we started addressing, and you have to understand, with discourse comes understanding and changes in government policies. So when we started talking about mental health issues, the syllabus, especially those challenging subjects like social studies, which includes 5 subjects in our context, economics, history, geography, civics, so all this was very complex, and there were so many suicides before the exams. People were talking about suicide, but no parent was looking at, no educator was looking at the pressure that we were building on the child. The government then thought about it and actually eased out the syllabus. So if we do not talk, the policymakers won't listen. So at the school level, and in fact, I would say at a very junior level, especially so when we talk about child abuse, that is also a psychological trauma a child is facing. So we now have a law, the POCSO law, Prevention of Child Sexual Abuse. And I have gone to classes 1 and 2 also, which is really, really junior. I mean, somewhere around 6 these children are. And we've just talked about good touch and bad touch. So it pans, you have one counselor in school, doesn't work. You've got to engage with professionals from outside, get them onto school and talk about them. And a lot of schools are now doing it. But I would just talk about something, adding to this, I would also mention that how film stars today are talking and opening up about their personal battles with, let's say, depression, with manic depressive. These are complex issues children wanted to hear. Celebrities are discussing and they do not know. So once we talk, they understand the symptoms. When they understand the symptoms, they know where to go. They would not just go to a friend, I mean, you have more than 50 professions attached to physical health, a doctor, a gym, and a spa expert, and a dietitian, but only 2 faculties for mental health, that is a psychologist and a psychiatrist. And I will not promote medication or ECT for children, talk about therapies, talk about a climate which is congenial for a person to open up and share his trauma, to give that kind of confidence that it's all right, it's okay to not be okay. And that is where the school actually can do a lot. And I've seen schools changing. 27 years is a long time, right from it being a stigma. The kind of myths, I mean, the shamanic practices, we've really come a long way from that time, where it was all voodoo and things like that. I am not against that. I mean, if it suits you, go ahead, do it. But we've come to at least to a point where we can talk and discuss and share. And that is why I say that right from school assemblies to essay writing, when children put down, what we call journaling in psychology, when they put down their thoughts, they actually process their ideas. And what
Thank
is
you.
yes.
Thank you, Mrs. Alka. I'm sorry I had to interrupt in between.
Not at all.
The time
I
constraint.
understand the constraint of time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for the positive attitude and willingness to go above and beyond for a very positive answer. It is still the highlight of the forum and will continue to remain relevant. Now, to move on to the next panelist, number 2, Dr. Muriel Talquimar, who is an award winner engineer and a managing director of the Perth, Australia-based company, MT Energy Resources, co-founder of Women in Energy. I would welcome on behalf of the Empire Education now to this platform for your first question. What are the ways to promote mental health awareness in education institutions? So you would like to, would be able to finish it in 3 to 4 minutes. That would be
yeah, no problem. So thank you very much. Want to acknowledge everyone, and particularly Dr. Professor Esther for the invitation and for creating this platform for us to really share important information. And today we're talking about mental health, which is a very prominent a very important issue. And we can see that it is it needs to be attended to, especially in the context of educational the educational environment. And one of the awareness is obviously one of the key point to do. And one of the things that I've seen so far, working with different people and especially mentoring and educating some of the younger generation, but also even adults, is that implementing some kind of programs can actually help. Because it is essential that those programs are there to promote the awareness and give the opportunity to anybody who we're talking about parents, we're talking about students, we're talking about educators themselves, so that they know exactly what it's all about when we're talking about mental health. Because I think there's still a lack of awareness of really understanding what mental health is and what are the impact that they can create in an education environment. So it is important to have programs, hosting workshops, seminars, have guest speakers, specialists that come into the school to really talk about talk about mental health, educate the school community, so that it becomes something that people are familiar with and understand exactly the impact. So I think that's the first thing to do. The one of the key things that is important is to train the teachers and the educator in mental health, because obviously we see teacher just for conventional subjects, academic subject, and we don't always provide them with the tools and the education that is needed for to support the student and to support the community if mental health is becomes an issue. So it is important that educators get this education themselves. They get upskill in and get all the key information and the key knowledge on mental health. So, which means, provide the mental health training resources to educator so that, they know, when they deal with their student, what to identify, what are the signs of mental health, and really get, to support, be the first point of support for the student that are really experiencing mental health so that they can be, a bridge to, recommend them to specialists if it becomes really a difficult issue. And the other, the other way of creating awareness is to have a monitoring system for students where they can, you can create an advisory board that can, within the institution, that can actually continually, monitor the student and really create, an environment where each student understand that it is important to go and monitor themselves, even if they feel like they are okay, but have that, implementing those point of monitoring and where they can check, where they are in terms of mental health, where they can get regular screening, where they can talk to, have, a conversation with some specialists to talk about what they're going through, if they have questions. So have this, this system in place into those institutions, but also, have offer to the student the accessibility to mental health services where they can, because sometimes, mental health is still a big stigma sometimes. So it's important that they can access those services and they can, they can ask the question, and really open up, especially if they have a particular issue that they have, they can't really trust anybody to talk to. So have those services for them so that they can really get access to the, to someone who will listen to them and someone who also have the knowledge in mental health, because it's really important to really have this. So have those specialized education mental health practitioners within the institution, but also make sure that the institution give access, through those services to external mental health support for services for the children. So I think those are, the key thing that I've seen so far work and really, help the student as they, they go through mental health, or as they really see some sign and get, the help that is necessary for them.
Thank you, Dr. Talfima. I have a very small question which we need to answer in just 1 minute. Do you think that the students who are aware of mental health issues are more likely to handle hardships in life better? Just a 1 minute answer, please, and then we'll have to wind up.
Yeah, definitely. And I think one of the paradox is that, we have in the curriculum in most school the physical health, which is, the sport and everything, and we know the importance of it. And yet, our mental health is very important for us to be able to have, to communicate first and to be able to actually do well as in academics. So I think it is important for the success of the student to really be in a right mental space to be able to perform, to the best of their ability and really get good results. So it's really important that we get, this support, definitely.
Thank you. I appreciate thank you, Dr. Talfima. I appreciate your professionalism and want to thank you for the points you have made today. Your insights and perspectives were truly valuable, and we thoroughly engaged by your answer. So
thank you.
Let us just wind up, and we don't have time. Sorry, we don't have time for another question. So let me just ask the audience, if you have any questions, please post it in the chat box. I now hand over to Dr. Spresha to close the event.
Okay, thank you. So it is my honor to do the closing of this event, of this fabulous forum. And a special thank you goes to Dr. Binu Thomas, who monitored and who just hosted this forum tonight. A special thank you goes to the panelists, Aka Kumal, but also to Dr. Mirel Tolekima from Australia. So today we talked about a very big issue, as the two panelists highlighted tonight, that we should, as educators, we should be open to mental health, but also to make it very challenging issue in our schools, in our community, and also to reinforce the relationships between the teachers, the students, and the parents, and all the other actors dealing with the educational issues. So both panelists, but especially Dr. Mirel, just highlighted the most important thing, that we should create a kind of, we should develop and design programs for young learners in our schools as well, to create a monitoring session in our schools for teachers to monitor the students, but also for students to monitor themselves about their mental health. Just to create this system for students and the teachers, to train the teachers, because most of the teachers, they are not trained. If I can give even the one of the examples here in Albania. Thank you so much, the two panelists that provided us with a lot of food for thought in order to put into our future programs with one another. A special thank you is addressed to Dr. Mala, Professor Mala, who is also, the inventor, the creator, and the guru, I should say, of the Elegant Empire Education. Thank you to all of them participating in this very important forum tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, panelists. We are grateful for the knowledge and inspirations you had shared with us. Your contribution to the event was invaluable, and we could not have asked for more engaging and informative panelists. Thank you once again, and thank you, Dr. Mala, for giving me this platform.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you very much.
Panelists, and congratulations to all. Yeah, every one of you have done a fantastic job today by sharing your mind and then, your experience, really experts. Thank you so much. We are looking forward to have you again in our other sessions as well. Dr. Alka will invite you to our summit in future. Dr. Mirel, you're already our speaker. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for
Thank you, Dr.
amazing
Sasha.
selling.
Thank you, Dr. Binu. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you for
Can we
coming.
leave now?
Yeah. Because we have to stop now for the next. Thanks. Okay, bye-bye. I'm so sorry. I have to end it very fast today. Another starting now. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Alka. Okay, dear. Very good. Well done. Well done, both of you.
Yeah, today we could
don't
finish
have
it.
the time to, don't have time to announce the even
1 or 2 minutes more.
Yeah.
We have 1 or 2 minutes more to just complete it. 9. Okay. Anyway, it's all right.
Now the other program, Supriya's one is showing me 5 minutes to start. That's why I was panicked, because it will go suddenly go off. Then not nice.